And then as Hayek says, F.A. Hayek says, any policy aiming directly at a substantive ideal of distributive justice must lead to the destruction of the rule of law. Can you comment on that?
Yeah. So I think that for him, the rule of law, right, has to be this thing that's completely calculatable apart from anything individual in the person. All individual treated as exactly the same atoms in this system, right? And then you can have rules that adjust those atoms to be perfectly related to each other, that's perfectly equal and fair and calculatable, right? And that's what law is trying to do, right? And the economic laws too. And as opposed to distributive justice, right, which has to do with taking account of the individual differences and inequalities of people, right, that are natural. Some people contribute differently to the common good because of who they are and what they do, right? And a proper ruler or a person with proper authority can rightly judge those things, and they aren't calculatable. They have to do with the contribution to the common good. And that is something that if you reject that, then I think not only do your economics fail, your politics fail, and your people, right, get depersonalized.
Your society fails.
Exactly.
Yeah, to me that's what it is. Your society fails if that's the case.
Yeah, and I think that the thing about distributive justice as it relates to the common good, if we see justice related to the common good, then we see there's a key element of justice, right, that is necessarily social, involves a kind of hierarchical, like there's inequality, it's not just everybody at the same level, right? So I think all the virtues in the virtue tradition are socially oriented, okay? You might make an argument that maybe temperance isn't, but even temperance is. Think about violations of temperance. Violations of temperance are often injustices, right? So if we think of justice as the ancients would think of it, like Plato or Aristotle say, in one sense, justice is just virtue in general. So virtue in general, justice in this widest sense, right, is intrinsically social. How do we learn justice? Partly through being honest and not telling lies and being trustworthy. How do you develop trust? How do you not tell lies if you don't live with people? I mean, if you think about raising kids and how character development is necessarily social. You can't develop character just all by yourself. It's impossible. Your children have to borrow your reason as they're learning how to use it themselves. So you better, be good at reason. You better be prudent. You better be just.
That's scary.
Because they're not going to just learn right and wrong from your rules that you dictate. They're going to learn right and wrong from modeling you, even if you don't want them to. Right? And you know how they copy you with all those things, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible person because I just saw my son copy me. Right? And so character is a super social, intrinsically social, not individualistic notion. At the same time, though, it's interesting because our true character brings about our true individuality. Our true individuality is in true society.
Right, but you're also going, I want to go back to the bankruptcy of this other view, of this Hayekian view. I don't know if you can say that, but I just did.
Sure.
So in that, the bankruptcy is, it literally destroys that idea.
Getting rid of distributive justice.
Getting rid of distributive justice and the social nature of virtue and thinking of virtue this way and ethics and behavior this way. This destroys society. It eats itself up. So I just to kind of conclude this, I just want to say, so it's almost like from the Old Testament to the New Testament, you have the old law, which is external, and then the new law is internal. Christ came to give us new hearts, new minds. And this liberal view is very much like external force.
Only external.
Law, only coercion. Where the good Christian kingdom, the law is inside.
Law is love.
The law of Christ is
liberating.
love inside. It liberates us, it frees us to be who we truly are.
To love our neighbors as ourselves and to love God as he deserves for his own sake.
Yes, very much so.